Hello there everyone and welcome to another video with Hypnotherapy Training International. Dr. Butler, what are inductions? What do you use them for? What do hypnotherapists use them for? Where can you learn about them? Tell us.
Okay, thank you. Well, inductions to induce the trance or induce hypnosis, um, we use certain kinds of rituals which have certain principles behind them. And now they can have physiological effects. There are certain kinds of uh, approaches with the brain that will trigger biochemical changes that make trance easier. Now, but first and foremost, let's start with first principle. Hypnosis is a natural state, and trance is a natural state, and there are trances which are not hypnotic. There is no need really for a specific formula then as an induction per se. In other words, it's almost something of a misnomer because the brain can create trance and does it all the time with human beings. People go into trance every day, into hypnosis every day. They have no idea how to develop and use that power in most cases. Now, we can have waking hypnosis without the trance, which can be used very powerfully in medicine, even for pain control. And but the trance hypnosis state through induction can be a very simple thing. It may be a snap of the fingers that the person believes is going to put them into a trance. For example, you've set that up, maybe even conditioned to them, having conditioned them to that stimulus because you've had them in a trance before. All right, and then you said, whenever I tap my forehead 3 times or whatever it is. So this is having really no effect directly on manipulating their nervous system. It's not like you're turning their head around and disorientating them. It's the power of the word then causing a level of biochemical changes. Now, you could be telling a story to put a person into a trance. You could be using relaxation with certain triggers. Bearing in mind, again, relaxation is not hypnosis. Many people make that mistake, including academics, where they equate them and say, well, it's just a form of relaxation. There are very powerful states of relaxation that emerge from hypnosis, but hypnosis has other characteristics as well. There are many definitions of hypnosis, academic types of definition, working definitions like Ellman and Gilboyne, which focus, in the case of Gilboyne's explanation about hypnosis, about the primary characteristics of hypnosis, how to recognize and use them, how to recognize the hypnotic state with people. And that's all learned on our courses in hypnotherapy. So, induction to trance often has been said to have 3 main elements: excite the imagination, stimulate expectancy, generate mental expectancy, and perform a ritual. And the ritual could be almost anything. Now, when we get a person into the trance, we can use it for powerful surgical procedures where you have anesthesia. That's for therapists who know, who really master the subject, can do those things and many more impressive things with it. And we can measure the state. Nowadays, we can measure through various medical monitoring devices, which we're using now, very much using over the last decade or so. And to say very quickly on the principles of induction that are the main ones that are used, the underlying methods, the main methods that have several underlying principles involved. For example, an instantaneous induction uses usually a startling command or very loud sound to shock, in a sense, startle the nervous system. This can be combined with loss of equilibrium, in other words, disorientating the person physically, to dislocate to a degree the conscious control and the conscious thinking. And so we can have mental loss of equilibrium, physical misdirection of attention, confusional methods of induction, relaxation methods, and various others. Machines have been used, drugs have been used to induce trance. We don't need those for most purposes in everyday clinical hypnotherapy. Dave Ellman became famous for his rapid induction. We talk about the Ellman method. People can say the words but not produce the same effects because they don't have his skill, his understanding, his confidence. And there's a lot to learn about the use of language again that comes into the generating an effective induction. Gilboyne was famous for rapid and instant inductions. He became known in the celebrity world, in the world of stage hypnosis, well, as the world's fastest hypnotist. This was back in the 50s. He developed the use of instant inductions for very useful effects for people where particularly struggling through it because they were very intellectual to get into a trance, finding it hard to let go that part of the mind that dominates them so much, maybe. And so maybe then again in surgery settings or for other reasons, you do not want the trance to be delayed, to take a long time. The trance can be instant, it can be 2 or 3 minutes, which is rapid, and we cover these in our courses, and we teach you a lot more about how to develop inductions and tailor them for that individual so you become very professional and very, very effective at inducing trances for you, for others and yourself. So we look forward to seeing you at one of our courses, our next course on starting the basis of all of this learning is in the end of the end of September, beginning of October. It's clinical hypnotherapy course combined with hypnotherapy skills for life change, which will teach you these inductions. So thank you very much for listening and watching.